Oh, look at how pretty. They have nice looking walls. They also have the Last Supper, I think, depicted here with some angels on the side and whatnot. Some cows and pigs. When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. Well, I guess it's not for us at the moment. So where do I want to go next? Let's go to the dormitory and then the church. And we can explore the other place. Courtyard and lavatorium. This would be the dormitorium here. That bed here is different. You have the church, the Old Bailey. So not much going on. What is the courtyard here in lavatorium? Where are we? Oh, that big thing, of course. Oh, it doesn't connect to anything. This is the lavatorium. This is the only connection to here. This is interesting. Very typical of these sort of structures and all that. And I suppose that's it. Let's see the crypt. The foundations of the Abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. These tomb markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the Abbey. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Kiersau's power in the 14th century, those days have long passed. That's the tomb there. A lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. Is it lovely? It's kind of weird. Oh, but it's a relief. That's why it's weird. It's like different. It's not painted the same way. Yeah, there's a key there. And a brooch. Oh, what are we doing here? That was it. Now what? I don't know. What was it? A secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Can I... Oh, the library is next to the scriptorium. That is potentially really handy. And it makes sense that it would connect to the crypt, because it would be underground. We also have the tower here. With the bells. And the things. Doing all towery and belly things. Very pretty backgrounds. The art is incredible. Dormitory, Matthew, the Old Bailey, been there. Sacristy can't go there. Actually, yeah, I'll just go to the Old Bailey. So I can't access anything else, is that it? Tower, Sacristy, yeah. And then into the Prior's house, and then we access the scriptorium. There he is. Brother Piero. Brother Adoc. Brother Gui. Let's talk to them first. Good day, Andreas, says Gui. How's your morning going, Brother Gui? It's fine. More contracts for the abbot. Which would you rather be making, contracts or manuscripts? I honestly don't care, Andreas. As long as the abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day. Does the abbot's opinion mean that much to you? The abbots and the priors, both. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. I need to make the best of the next 40 years. Burgundy is a powerful former duchy of eastern France that became a province in 1477, known for its wine, art, monasteries in courtly fashion. Then I'll leave you to it. God bless you, Andreas. How are you feeling today, Brother Aedoc? How mill? I actually don't know what that is. How mill? Well, that's easy. I am well. Well done, my son. It is early. I will give you a harder one lately. How? Oh, it's like you mix up all the letters. Yeah. It's an anagram. Is it an anagram? I think it is the term. I look forward to all of your anagrams. That it is, brother. Aedoc. Literal nut, says Brother Aedoc, which is until later, right? Even the space is like out of order, which is kind of, yes, until then. It is until later, not until then, but good enough, Piero. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Oh, good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. Oh, this is Aedoc, yeah. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Big Jörg Gertner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. That's Big Jörg. Brother Aedoc has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Gui, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Aedoc? I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord in his ineffable wisdom may choose to strike down. Brother Gui, please show more respect to Brother Aedoc. You're being mean-spirited. Stay out of this, Andreas. The old fart can defend himself well enough. I need no defense against the likes of you. God protects his faithful against the iniquitous. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Ferenc is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived, and he hurried out like a little mouse. Yes, that's that guy. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel. It's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs? It's shameful. Oh, no. Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course, that's why he is visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about your patrons' visits. Watch your mouth or I'll give you something to worry about. What? Threatening a monk? What's wrong with you? You're the one mocking old men. What's wrong with you? Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Prince Bishop of Freising, religious and secular ruler of scattered territories in the Holy Roman Empire, including the lands containing Tassing and Kirsau Abbey. Ooh, also did you see the dog? Did you see the dog? Look at the dog. Also, the cats are hugging. And also the mandrake over there being all weird. Kirsau is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferenc isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the Id der Maur manuscript, or In der Maur, a prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy and Austria. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The In der Maur manuscript. The Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? What do you mean? I mean, did you sleep alone or... Oh. What do you want to know? It would be nice to have something to think about during divine reading. The hell? Lectio Divina is the thoughtful reading of and meditation on Scripture. The practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It is a daily part of life in Benedictine communities. Have you This is very funny, but also, could I just get the book? That's all that way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? No. Why are you complaining? Isn't this your job? Isn't writing books your job? Sister Illuminata. Wait. Who's saying this? Somebody else called her. That's her. Andreas needs a book and he's being inappropriate with me. Andreas? I wasn't being inappropriate with her. I didn't think that you were. Sister Zdena has a poor attitude toward her vocation, the rule, and I suppose the 10 Commandments. The rule here being the Rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia, is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. If it's not her vocation, she should not be here. Andreas, it is not your place to judge the sisters here, even one as unruly as Sister Zdena. In any case, I overheard you requesting the in their Mauer manuscript. Here, please return it promptly. Holy crap. The horny nuns. Just freaking... Just holy crap. Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. That is what composition means, is arrangement of the figures. It's other things as well, but that's a good way of putting it. The contrast of colors is also quite nice. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It doesn't feel right, though. I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. What do you mean? It's all my work. My son, you're copying the illustration from the Indermount manuscript almost exactly. So, what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it? Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful. But I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it. Even Father Journeau. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Why is that? Why has Kirsau kept this up for so long? Some people, some places, have a difficult time letting go of the past. I'm not among them. The creation of books, of art, is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write. More will be able to read, and in so doing, be brought to truth. Don't you think there's a danger in anyone being able to write, anyone being able to read anything? There is danger, of course, but printers are already here. We cannot roll back the wheel of time. It is left to you and the generations who follow to be good and responsible stewards for those yet to come. The rest is in God's hands. Why is that hand like that? Are you just like that? Ah! Where has the time gone? It is already terce. The monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m. One of the little hours of prayer. Terce precedes Mass and the chapter meeting. And we got the doggos. And there's doggos all over. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. I wonder what he's going to do with this new insight. Is he going to redraw that? Is he going to do a Pentiment? Oh, that's code. Interesting. What's going on in here? Says Illuminata. Oh, that's the other one. Right. What's going on in here? She asks. Can't do anything there. Not yet. Are my paints gonna be alright? Because they're blue. Blue is so expensive. Blue is one of the most expensive. Not the most expensive. Actually, some blues are the most expensive. Lapis lazuli specifically is probably the most expensive painting ever. It's just very, very rare. But purple tends to be the most expensive one, and that's why it's associated with godliness and monastic orders and stuff like that. Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Frank came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Frank should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he's on edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Chronica Clara. The Clear Chronicle. A history of the universe from creation to 1882. Sorry, to 1082. Written by the Irish monk Marianus Scotus. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? Let's ask for forgiveness here. Because the other one is, that reminds me I want more books. No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. You sound angry. You should not interpret my disappointment as anger. You should also understand where it is directed. It is ultimately my fault, but it's my responsibility to be more vigilant about what books you can take from the library. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is the Prior Frank so nervous? Lorenz, I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years, and he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course, I'll help you in any way I can. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I'll tell you what books I'm looking for. Find them and return them to me. The first books are the 2 volumes of the Aeneid, a poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Pierrot's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. Okay. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind, says Andreas. Oh, I see what. Okay. All right. It's that's why there's a fair amount of wear. These volumes were old even when Pierrot started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Pierrot. What? Aeneid shows his duty to the gods over his lover, Dido. Do you think Aeneid's sense of duty appeals to Pierrot? We all have our vocations. Brother Pierrot takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. You're right. Oh, wait, is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting, I ask myself. She's exaggerating, says Saint something or other. It's fine. It's fine being a woman. How would you know, asks Beatrice. True, she knows her life better than I do. You're right, of course. I appreciate that you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Now the books, if you please. That was pretty cool. Fine poetry for men was great. Thank you. Next, Wretched Gorin. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond patterns. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Adoc was reading it. I couldn't click the thing. Oh, it's right there. It's Italian. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. I don't know what the ridiculous copy is. Ci è questo cavaliere ce lo manda battaglia? Battaglia? The G and L, is that how it is? I can't, there's nothing like that stands out to me. We don't. It belongs to Amadea Rusco of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. Lugano, highly contested Swiss market town located in the southwestern Alps. The Dukes of Como and Milan fought for control over it until it was claimed by the Swiss Confederation in 1513, so quite recently, I think. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. The book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby sold to pirates, raised as a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part. In the end, Guarin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. What's the harm? Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes, but books like that, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. I believe that's from the Bible. Maybe? I don't know. Potentially. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a fourth letter? I hate to see brothers disappointed, but I understand. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but to return Amadea Rushko's property. The book, please. And we are carrying the book. I didn't notice it before. But yeah, we're carrying the book. There is only one book left. Then you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. I remember that. I believe Brother Gui was reading it. We can click here to see his face. That would be right there. It's in French. Now that I think about it, Gui has always been guarded about this book. Like he was hiding it. Yeah, there's like amour. I wonder what it is for. Or what it is about. Very good. Please bring it here. What is this anyway? Maybe I should have learned French at some point. Actually, we can. Amour dit ici. That's love said here, or something to that extent. It's poetry, I think. It's love poem. Love poem. Maybe. I don't know. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. That's 7 heavens, potentially. I don't know what it is. Why won't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book, Andreas Mahler. One the previous abbot tolerated in spite of a papal order to destroy it. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? "200 years ago." What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. I can sympathize with him. That's fine, but Father Matthias is gone. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Journeau learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Journeau. Fine, here, take it. Good. It's for the best. Thank you. I still haven't given it, but I think that made the choice. Now then, Baron Rothvogel. Quickly, though. I need to finish up here soon. So you said that he buys books from the Abbey. What kinds? Why? Are you angling to get the Baron as a patron someday? Well, I'm not sure. I suppose I'm just curious. There's no shortage of books and artists in the big cities. So why patronize an outdated Abbey and its dying scriptorium? Yes. Our library has managed to retain a curious selection of books, in large part thanks to the permissiveness of our abbots and librarians. The Baron has a particular interest in books on magic and other occult topics. As does our prior, though. I suspect the Baron's interests may be more experimental than academic. Oh. Is that normal, though? Monks having an interest in the occult? Monks and nuns have been copying these books for centuries. Who else has such easy access to them? Faith can inure anyone against corrupting ideas, but reading such texts is dangerous. Not that it is my place to judge either the prior or the Baron, of course. You seem to say that often after judging people. Is that a joke, or simply an observation? In any case, I understand that it is a flaw that I must correct. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. I suppose you'll be leaving via the crypt? I don't know why you were poking around down there like a grave robber, but that entrance isn't for you. One of the lords of the old keep must have had it built to escape in times of siege. It allows the sisters to access the library without distracting the brothers. Please do not abuse this knowledge. Maybe I could abuse it a little. I'm gonna say that. Let's see what happens. Oh, she's pissed. Don't. Whew, she is mad. And we can eat now.